East Arnhem Land is a region in transition, and that's the case because one of our major employers, Rio Tinto, curtailed its alumina refinery in 2014. And as a result, 800 jobs were lost directly.
The Rio Tinto curtailment caused a huge amount of change for the region, in particular for the town of Nhulunbuy. There was significant population change with people leaving.
There was lots of emotions, and some people were angry, lots of people were sad, and then after we got used to it, like, this is real, those of us staying just got really determined and decided that we're going to rebuild and make Nhulunbuy what it was before, or even better.
What we've seen is a town and a region that's very quickly refocused to the opportunities that the future holds. Mining will be an important part of that, but we'll have a lot of other parts to it as well, like tourism, whether it's fisheries, aquaculture, stronger government services. The clubs environment, for instance, is strong.
Clubs are really important to towns like ours. We live in a remote area, and one of the things that attracts people to these areas is the natural beauty, but also the facilities that are available. And clubs like ours add to that. The curtailment was really difficult. Our population dropped by probably 2/3, and with that we lost 2/3 of our members. Through a lot of hard work by a lot of committees over many years, and a lot of burger flipping, and also we were lucky enough to get a couple of government grants and one from Rio Tinto, our numbers now are pretty much pre-curtailment.
Since establishing in the last few years, Developing East Arnhem has supported over 200 jobs in the region. We've also supported over $6 million of infrastructure development funding in the region, and that's been done through projects like our Economic Development Fund, which has injected $1 million specifically into business development projects.
My business itself was faced with the prospect of boarding it up and walk away from it, and the feeling in the town was fairly dismal. There's been a total turnaround in my view. From a business perspective, when we restarted in 2015, I certainly had no expectation of where we're at today. It's quite incredible. My sales figures here increased by 23% in the last financial year over the previous year. I think in the wider community there's certainly far more positive feeling now than there was back in those dismal days of the 13th, 14th.
DIL's been able to support a range of industries: health, education, tourism, arts and culture. We really look to see that there's a breadth of things that are happening in the region. One of the really good examples of that is with Banu Banu Eco Wilderness Retreat, where through our Economic Development Fund they've been able to expand their business, put up new eco tents and attract new visitation into the region. It's a fantastic example of a local Indigenous business.
The Territory's been here from the moment the curtailment was announced, helping to plan through and transition through that process, but it's a partnership. Organisations like DIL, Rio Tinto, our Regional Economic Development Committee, which is a diverse group of leaders across business and community, helping to shape that future. And of course, most importantly, engagement with the traditional owners, who have a really important role in supporting the region into the future and helping to imagine and make decisions about what that will be. Now we're helping the community to strengthen as we look towards a long-term horizon around the future post-mining, that we're imagining and supporting those new enterprises which will drive growth into the future and jobs.
Being here in East Arnhem is a great place to be right now because we've now got so many opportunities. So we've got the studio to rehearse in, we've got music studios and other places out at the Arts Centre at Yirrkala. There's so much talent here that I don't think the dance school will ever close down.
We need to get the business community at large to get together and make sure that they take all the opportunities that are there for them.
It's been a very successful roller coaster ride, but our numbers are holding quite nicely and I think things are looking good.
What we've seen is the community strengthening, business strengthening, and a strengthening of mindset around what the future can hold and how we can work together to achieve that.
The future for East Arnhem Land is looking really bright, and that's because there are a number of initiatives underway with micro-enterprise support, larger investments over the longer term that are looking really positive, and a community environment that is really supportive of seeing this town in transition work to thrive again.